Hi, Wes Lee back with your weekly Mesonet Weather Report. What a beautiful week of spring weather we have experienced this past week. Temperatures were mild, winds manageable, and no severe weather. Driving across the state recently, it appears that crops are still a little behind schedule. One of the reasons for this may be those continuing cool soil temperatures. This map from earlier this week shows 4-inch soil temperatures under sod were running mainly in the 50s in the southern half of the state and in the 40s in the northern half. If we compare the same map 1 year ago, we see 60s in the south and high 50s in the north. This means between a 5 to 10 degree difference between 2017 and 2018. In fact, soil temperatures have been below normal now for the past 6 weeks. In this chart, the blue indicates the average 4-inch soil temperature over the past 15 years for the entire state. The red line is the smooth soil temperatures observed in the months of February and March. Temperatures fell below normal around the 10th of February and have yet to fully recover. Another stretch of warm temperatures like last week should move us back to normal. However, forecast temperatures for next week appear to be tending towards cooler than normal. Gary is up next to talk about weather and wildfires.
Thanks, Wes, and good morning, everyone. Well, as usual, we're going to start with the newest drought monitor map. Not many changes, but there are some subtle differences. And then we're going to take a look at the differences between this time this year and this time last year, and what a difference a year makes. So we remain with just one problem area in the state, that's far southwest Oklahoma. No drought in the state. We got rid of that with the rains over the last few weeks. Now let's take a look at the relative greenness maps. These are satellite maps obtained from the Mesonet's OK Fire prescribed burning program. We can see some pretty distinct differences between the relative greenness from this time last year versus this time this year, especially out across western Oklahoma. Now the culprit in the differences in those greenness maps, of course, would be the rainfall we received over a certain time frame over the last 2 years. So if we look at the water year rainfall, at least the rainfall departure maps from the Mesonet, we can see deficits across western Oklahoma from October 1st through March 25th last year, 4, 5, 6 inches, even as much as 12 inches in some areas. Therein lies the differences in the relative greenness maps. We've just received so much more rainfall this time this year versus this time last year over the previous 5 or 6 months. Now if you take a look at this last week's map, we can see almost no color in the map at all, of course, just like the newest map that we looked at earlier. So, we start with the greenness, a vast difference there. We attribute that to the differences in rainfall, and of course that was reflected in the difference in the U.S. drought monitor maps between the two time periods. So I guess the final message is we're not perfect across the state. Some people have had too much rainfall, some have had too little. But we're in pretty good shape, especially as you compare it to last year. So that's something to be thankful for. That's it for this time. We'll see you next time on the Mesonet Weather Report.